Hello, welcome to Channeling with Teresa. In this video, we're going to hear from the great Saint Clare of Assisi. We've channeled Saint Francis, and now we're going to hear from Saint Clare. So let's think of Saint Clare, anything that you might know about her. Call her into your third eye. She's very sweet and very kind, and she's such a good friend. St. Clare, thank you for your nice introduction, Teresa. As I told Teresa earlier, that I enjoy hanging out with her. Yeah, St. Clare, we have hung out together today, and I hope we continue to do so. And I, St. Clare, will hang out with all of you. Just call on me. I am here. I am a listening ear. I am a good friend. I offer this to you. Take it or leave it. It affects me not, but I offer my love to you. And on that note, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my life if you don't know about it. I was born in Assisi, Italy, in 1194 on July 16th. St. Clare, your birthday's next week. Happy birthday. Thank you. I appreciate the birthday wishes. I was born into a very wealthy family. My mother was very kind and very devotional to the Christian path and very devotional to Jesus. And she introduced me to him and introduced me to prayer. And I knew at a very young age that this is what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. Devote myself to God and to Jesus. My father, being an outstanding citizen in the community and having much wealth, had much different ideas for me. At the time, women were basically owned by their family and then owned by the husband the family approves of them being with. I saw so many unhappy women, so many struggling, and so many feeling no self-worth, no sense of security, no sense of liberation, and no thoughts of any freedom in their lives as they were used and expected to only have very, very limited roles within a household of being a mother and being the directive of the servants in the household. and these things. This was not what I wanted. This was not the life for me. When I was 18, I heard St. Francis speak. And I knew deep in my soul and in my heart that he was speaking the truth. I finally heard the truth being spoken. And I was so inspired. And I went to him at his little chapel. And I asked him to help me to find God and to have a life dedicated to a higher purpose. And he took me in ever so kindly and gave me a very, very simple robe to wear. And he cut my hair in symbolism of me renouncing the world and renouncing the traditions that were expected of women at that time. He sent me to a local convent where I learned beautiful songs to God. I learned selfless service. I learned how to work. I learned self respect. When I was missing from the house for quite some time, my father came to the convent and tried to take me back home. For in his mind, I was his property. And in my mind, I was the property of Jesus the Christ. I grabbed the altar of the chapel we were in, and I hung on so tightly with all of my willpower. And I felt so much power flowing through me that I have never experienced before. I hung on so strongly with God's grace and power that the guards that were with my father could not even pull me away from the altar. It was a true miracle and something in my life that I reflected on often of how much self worth and willpower, love and strength we actually have. On other occasions in my life, invaders came to the convent, and I took the Holy Eucharist and I held it up over the wall of our convent. And I prayed to God for our safety. And lo and behold, the raiders fled away very quickly. Still to this day, I wonder what they really saw. On another occasion, again, raiders came to the convent And we all prayed together, my sisters and I, so deeply for God's love and protection. And He gave it to us. And a storm happened, a violent, violent storm all of a sudden. And the men fled away. We learned through trial, through experimenting, the power of prayer and the power of conviction that we have right inside of ourselves. So, we're going to talk about self-worth. What is self-worth? Self-worth is accepting yourself just as you are. Self-worth is loving yourself as a reflection of God's love for you with no conditions, no conditions of anyone's comments about you, no conditions of anyone trying to bring you down, no conditions of anyone's judgment about you and who you are. For God dwells so deeply in our hearts with so much love, and that love is so powerful. It can bring us up and out of all downward pulling situations if we trust and know with conviction how we can manifest for ourselves and for those around us. How can we have more self-worth when the storms of life have knocked you down, when people misunderstand you, when people judge you from their own filters of how life should be? How do we not get dragged into the mud puddle when someone is angry and not feel bad that we have done something wrong when we are being blamed? How do we deal with all of these things? First, try not to take it so personally and know that these comments are seen through someone else's reality, someone else's karma, someone else's bad stories, things that didn't go right for them in their lives, and how they want to take it out on everyone and everything because they have no self-worth, no self-respect. And this topic of self-respect tumbles and tumbles and tumbles through families, through generations, through different periods of time. There is one way out. God's love and God's grace, and practicing God's love flowing through you into every muscle and fiber of your body, and affirming for yourself that you are worthy. You are a beautiful child of God, made in his image and likeness. You are more powerful than you ever can imagine. Maybe you don't feel it, but remind yourself that God's power, who created everything, is inside of you, and you can tap in to that power and that love. The sisters and I built our little convent, one small or quite large stone at a time. We would go out into the fields and find a stone and carry it all the way back by hand. Our hands would be bleeding. Our bodies would be so sore. But instead of complaining, we held each stone like it was a beautiful baby Jesus in our arms. We would not want to drop it. And we took our stone, baby Jesus, and carefully placed it into the walls, and took another stone and carried it and placed it. We worked very hard, and in the end, we created a beautiful yet simple chapel and place for us to dwell. You may have heard we called ourselves the Order of Poor Ladies, and following in St. Francis's footsteps, we dedicated ourselves to poverty, to oppose how society was at that time, to oppose how the rich would try to undo the individual worth and repress other people that didn't have what they had. And some thought we were very crazy, and some had very negative things to say to us, and some spat at us. And together, the sisters and I took each insult and turned it around and made it God saying how much He loves us. I offer that to you. Try it sometime. Change the words. Change the negativity. Rewrite the story into something of love, peace, strength, power. Write your own story of respect for yourself and for all living creatures. The love of God is yours. We're going to move now into an exercise of prayer and affirmations. Sit upright, plant your feet firmly on the ground. Think of God, Divine Mother, Jesus, Buddha, Kuan Yin, whatever name you give the source. Think of your source and open yourself and your heart up to that source, flowing down through your spine, your astral spine, ever more lovingly, ever more respectfully, ever more powerfully. Take your attention to your first chakra and breathe into it and out of it, filling it with your acceptance of what it is. And say, I accept myself just as I am. And breathe. And say it again, focusing on your first chakra. I accept myself just as I am. All old self-definitions that I have believed, I erase you now. I am the source of God's love in this beautiful manifestation. And breathe. And move to your second chakra. And breathe into it, expanding its energy out further and further and further. Knowing how powerful it is within you. And while you have your attention here, affirm, I accept myself exactly as I am. I love myself. I respect myself. I respect all that God has given me. And breathe. And feel a deeper expansion. And move now to your third chakra, breathing deep into it. And affirm with me, I accept myself exactly as I am. No blame takes my power away. I am powerful in the true sense, in the power and love and peace of God, that kind of power. It rules over all egoic power. I accept myself just as I am. And moving up to your heart, breathe deeply into it, touching the heart of hearts in its essential center, expanding your energy outward from your heart, filling the room that you are in. I accept myself just as I am. I am powerful. I am poised. I respect myself. I honor my path. I am love. And breathe. And moving to your throat chakra, breathing deep into it, expanding its light outward. Affirm with me this prayer. I accept myself exactly as I am. And breathe. And release all tension. Calling in your authentic self. I communicate deep respect to all whom I speak with. I receive communication of deep respect from all whom I speak with. I am a beautiful child of God, made in His perfectness. I am worthy. Fill in the blank. I am worthy of. And fill in the blank. I am worthy of. And one more. I am worthy of. Fill in the blank. And breathe. And moving to the point between the eyebrows. Knowing that there is a beam of light that provides for you all the energy, all the power, all the self-confidence that you need. And breathe into your third eye, expanding the light outward and upward back to its source in God. I accept myself just as God made me. I accept myself just as God made me. I am worthy of His love. I am worthy of self-respect for myself, which then will reflect out to all others. And take a big, deep breath in, breathing energy all the way up through all of your chakras to the point between the eyebrows, and offer your love and gratitude back to your Creator. And another big breath, breathing up through all your chakras. So much power, so much energy, so much life force. Thank you, my Creator, for your respect, for your worth, for your love reflected ever more powerfully, ever more strongly. I am at one with Thee. And from this place, let us meditate silently together for a few minutes. my brothers and sisters, as you go about your week, affirm, I am the great I am. I accept myself exactly as I am. The power, the love, the grace of God. God bless you.